Hey, Anlid here from the Developers Workshop, and today we're gonna talk about how to do cloud simulation properly in Unreal Engine 4. So, the first thing we're gonna talk about is topology. This is how an optimal topology would look like. And here we have another example. They might look the same from the first glimpse, but this one is really low poly. This would look terrible in simulation. You won't get proper deformation with that. So make sure you have a good topology that works well with simulation. Moving on, so let's talk about materials. Your clothing should have the same material applied across. You don't want to have multiple materials on the same piece of clothes, unless you want them to be separated, of course. Your mesh should have no cuts or holes for proper simulation. So make sure all the vertices are welded together for a proper deformation. We are almost there. So the rig of your character. Make sure the part of the cloth you want to simulate is not weighted with the bones. As you can see here, I'm gonna move the bone without affecting the cloth around it. The leg is still moving, however, the dress is not. Also, it depends. Sometimes having small weights wouldn't matter that much, but in our case, we have a dress. If we keep the dress moving with the legs while simulating, we will end up with a broken simulation. So be sure to zero out these weights. And finally, check if you have double faces. Sometimes artists make their clothes with double faces to make it more realistic. This wouldn't be recommended for clothes simulation because it's going to be more expensive to render, and I don't advise doing that in a production environment. Now export your mesh into Unreal Engine. Now once you import your mesh into Unreal, locate your character mesh, right click your character mesh and go to Create, Physics Asset, and then click Create. I mostly set the min bone size to 5 and primitive type to tapered capsule, and I will show you why in a minute. And click Create. As you can see, Unreal wasn't able to cover the character with capsules properly, so we're gonna have to do that manually. Now this is why earlier I said choose tapered capsule. This one can be scaled partially, so you don't have to scale the whole thing, and you can put it anywhere you want. So take your time, play around with it, and once you are done, try to scale it to fit the character exactly. So we can use this as a collision for the cloth. You can also remove the other side and press M to mirror the capsule. Now the final result should look like this. Take your time and remember the link to download the project in the description. Okay, now it is time to work on the actual clothing asset. Open up your clothing asset, go to Window, and click on Clothing to add the clothing window. Click on Section Selection, right-click on your cloth, create clothing data from section, name it whatever you want, choose the physics asset we made earlier, and click Create. Now select your clothing data, click on Activate Cloth Paint. You can scroll down, go to Radius, and reduce the radius so you don't affect other vertices. Now you can start painting. The area is painted with white. It can simulate. and the areas with pink is the one that can stay static. Take your time and make sure you get the painting where you want, and make sure the painting is aligned so it looks more organic. Now, once you're done painting, go to Tool and select Smooth and hit Smooth twice. Right click on your clothing asset, click Apply Clothing Data, and choose the one that we just made. Now, finally, let's talk about the cloth configuration. So there's many options. Most of you will get intimidated. Few of these actually matter to us. So first, let's go to the solver frequency and set that to 200 to increase the accuracy of the cloth simulation. Then we're going to move to the gravity scale and set it to 1.25. It always depends on what kind of cloth you have. From a fabric to other, it's going to be different. Then let's go to collision thickness and let's set that to 1.2. You can always come back here and change these settings. And there you go, we are done. So this is the final result. Also, you can download the character mesh, the rig, the textures, and most of the stuff that we used in this tutorial. So just head to our Discord, go to the giveaway section, and you can download it for free. We made the developers workshop so we can help new and old developers by giving them free assets from time to time. So be sure to join us.